Good morning, students. Once again, I am with you, myself Kamalnath, and I am going to explain you the last part of the story, The Little Mechanic, chapter 11 of your Gulmohar. We have already here learnt the beginning part and the middle part of the story, and today we are going to conclude about the life story of great scientist Sir Isaac Newton. In the last video, I explained you how curious Isaac was in his childhood. He used to go and sit in the windmill that was just very close to his residence. He watched the mechanism how the windmill worked, and while the mill was at rest, he observed the here machinery parts, how they were set, how they worked, and this gave him a great idea. How did this idea help him to make his own little windmill? Let us see further in this part, and some more what he used to think about himself, about his life, how he was honored. So after gaining a thorough knowledge of its construction of the windmill, Isaac built a model of the windmill. When he had observed the windmill near his house and learnt the mechanism, how it worked, he himself made a model of the windmill. It was not very large, yet every part of the mill and its machinery was complete. Every part, it was small windmill, but he had made all the parts, all the machinery that was here set, and with the help of which machinery the windmill worked, he completed all that in his own model of windmill. Its little sails were neatly made of linen. Linen is what here the just cloth made of here fibers. That is the fiber of flax tree. So it was completely made of linen and whirled round, means moved round very swiftly when there was a wind. This mill also worked with the air process, with the just concept of the wind only, when there was wind, strong wind. Even a puff of wind, puff is what air through mouth only, when you are just blowing the wind only here, filling your mouth with wind and you are just blowing it out. That is what here puff. So when a puff of wind from Isaac's mouth was enough to set the sails in motion, when he used to blow the wind from his mouth, the windmill worked. And what was the most fascinating, most attracting, surprising, if a handful of wheat was put into the little hopper, it would soon be converted into snow white flour. You already have seen here the function of mill only. We are taking our crops and corn, here wheat, just so that it can be converted into flour. So when a handful of wheat was put in the hopper of that windmill, later it was seen that it was converted, it was changed into just snow white flour. So it was no doubt wondering here, that was wonderful. Isaac's playmates, means his friends, those who were playing with him, they were fascinated, enchanted with his new windmill. Whatever he had made, his friends were enchanted, surprised to see that. They thought that nothing so pretty and wonderful had ever been seen in the world, whole world before. Here they had never seen, never thought that anything like that would have been made before. As Isaac grew older, it was found that he had far more important matters on his mind than the manufacture of toys like the little windmill. It was like a toy only. When he grew, he realized that there were several things, several secrets, and much more for him to find out. All day long, if left to himself, he was alone, he was either absorbed in thought. When Isaac was left alone, either he was just quite lost in his thought or engaged in some book of mathematics or natural philosophy. In these subjects he had been quite interested since childhood. So he engaged himself to study mathematics or natural philosophy. At night, he looked up with great curiosity towards the sky, at the stars, and wonder whether they were worlds like our own. He used to think about the life of a star, about the world of a star. If there were life like us, the stars had also the life like that. So he had several questions in his mind. Whether they were worlds like our own, how great their distance was from the earth. He used to think. How far? What was the distance of those stars from our earth? And what power kept them in their courses, where they were staying? What was the power? What was the secret that kept them at their position? Isaac's curiosity led him to many discoveries. And these curiosities, this type of questions in his mind that came in his since childhood, led him to discover many facts, many secrets that was never found, that was never discovered. He was the first to find out the nature of light. Until then, nobody had been able to tell what sunshine was composed of. The sunlight that comes to us, nobody knew before his discovery that the light, sunshine or light, was composed of 7 colors. The sunlight is made of 7 colors, as you study in science. I do hope. It is here made of 7 colors. So it was Isaac Newton who discovered about it. Then there was the famous incident of an apple falling from tree. And there was the event, you know very well, that once he was sitting in the garden, orchard, under the apple tree, and an apple fell on his head. That also roused several questions in his mind, caused several questions. He thought, why apple fell downwards, why not upwards? Why not towards the sky? And just he became restless. That led him to help the discovery of the laws of motion that you are learning, 3 laws of motion. That was what a gravitational force, about the gravitational force he discovered. Sir Isaac Newton discovered the gravitational force, that there is a gravitational force through which the earth attracts, and here here everything here comes towards it, falls towards it. Whenever we throw anything in the sky, it falls on the earth. That is called gravitational force. So he was the person who discovered it. Once he got hold of this idea, he did not rest until he had searched out all the laws by which the planets are guided through the sky. And then he just discovered many more facts about the planets, about the movements of planets, about the sky, about the universe. And this he did as thoroughly as if he had gone up among the stars. It seemed he told all the facts as he had gone near the stars. He was near the stars and he had observed keenly, very closely the movements and all these facts. He explained all these facts in that way. This he did as thoroughly as if he had gone up among the stars and tracked them in their orbits. It seemed that he had gone and he also moved on the orbit with those here planets. As a boy, Isaac had discovered the mechanism of a windmill, and as a man, he explained to his fellow human beings the complex mechanism of the universe, secret of the universe. Isaac Newton lived to be a very old man and acquired great fame, great name, great fame and honor in the world. He was made a member of parliament and received the honor of knighthood. It's a great honor given in the United Kingdom to any people. So he also got the honor of knighthood. But he cared little for these. But he was not really so proud only getting this here honor or title. He cared little for these and felt no pride in the vastness of his knowledge and never felt proud what he had learned and what he discovered, what he gave to the world. He never felt proud of anything. All that he had learned only made him feel how little he knew in comparison to what remained to be known. He always thought that it was a little that he had really learned, he had discovered in comparison to the vast knowledge that remained unknown to him. He couldn't know, he couldn't discover. So noble was his thought. And he used to tell. What did he tell about himself, about his just achievement? I seem to myself like a child, Sir Isaac told. Whenever asked only how he felt, what he had discovered, he told, I seem to myself like a child. He would often say, playing on the seesaw and picking up here and there a curious shell or pretty pebble. He used to tell that I am a child. I am still really playing here and there on the seesaw, picking up here curious shell and pretty pebble on the seesaw, while the boundless ocean of truth lies undiscovered before me. And he told, little thing that I have known, I have learned, and much more, that is boundless ocean, full of secret, full of truth only, that I couldn't know, I couldn't discover, that is still here unknown to me. This was what here, the idea, the thinking of Sir Isaac Newton. So, this was what the story that you have learned, and I am sure you should have enjoyed this story, and this would motivate you that since beginning of our life, if we devote for a purpose, for a cause, no doubt there will be success, as Isaac since childhood became curious and every of his activity was devoted to know something, some secret of nature that he gave to all of us, and that helps us to even today, to all of us, all the students, the scientists, to even discover new things. Thank you, students, being with me. I will come with new videos with explanation of the question answer next week. Thank you very much.